So guys, how can we boost hair growth from Finasteride? If you've tried Finasteride before, you probably know it does a great job at stopping hair loss, but it generally gives minimal results in terms of actual regrowth. And after a year on Finasteride, you typically won't expect to see anything other than maintenance. So in this video, let's look at how you can actually boost those results and get hair growth again, even if you've been using Finasteride for over a year. So the most obvious complement to Finasteride is topical Minoxidil, and this combination is by far the most common stack among men with hair loss, at least in the early stages of their hair loss journey. Believe it or not, several decades had to pass for the first scientific study to confirm what everyone already knew, namely that this combination works better than Finasteride on its own. There were several published studies on adding powdered Finasteride to a topical Minoxidil formula, but none on oral Finasteride in combination with topical Minoxidil. Well, in 2015, we got the first such report. More than 400 balding men were assigned to receive either oral Finasteride, topical Minoxidil, or a combination of the two. Now, the Finasteride group easily outperformed the Minoxidil one, but the combination group beat them both. At the 1 year mark, 59% of Minoxidil-treated men were improved. This compared to 80% for Finasteride and 94% for the combination group. How can we explain the superiority of the combination group? While Finasteride is excellent at blocking DHT at the level of the individual hair follicles, it does nothing for the scalp tissue that surrounds them, the so-called perifollicular space. And we know today that the hair follicle miniaturization process is accompanied by extensive changes in the perifollicular space, starting with chronic low-grade inflammation as well as extensive alterations to the normal tissue, which is gradually replaced by scar tissue, so-called fibrosis. Another hallmark of balding scalp is a persistent reduction in blood flow. Balding men have around 2.5 times reduced blood circulation in their scalps compared to those with healthy hair. And these deficits are localized in the parts of the scalp that are actively balding. Now, Minoxidil helps reverse this blood flow deficit, at least temporarily. The increase peaks around 1 to 1.5 hours after Minoxidil application, and this improved blood flow helps restore the flow of oxygen and other nutrients to the follicles, thereby partially reversing the miniaturization process. The main limitation of Minoxidil is that the effect is short-lived, which is probably why most formulations require twice daily application. Another way to improve the blood flow problem is through injections that loosen the scalp muscles. Botox is a neurotoxin, a substance that blocks the nerve endings to the muscles. Once injected into the muscles, it binds to the nerve endings and prevents the release of a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine. This is responsible for transmitting the impulses from the nerve to the muscle. With this neurotransmitter blocked, the muscle cannot contract and becomes essentially paralyzed. Now, when injected into the face, the paralysis to the facial muscles causes them to relax. This smooths out wrinkles and restores a more youthful appearance. But the same principle can be applied to the muscles surrounding the scalp. Injecting Botox there relaxes them, leading to a prolonged state of scalp relaxation. And we know that tight scalp is a hallmark of pattern baldness. Not only is balding scalp tighter, but there's a correlation between the degree of tightness in various parts of the scalp and the speed with which they go bald. On the left side of this graphic, you can see the degree of tension exerted on various parts of the scalp through the surrounding and underlying tissues. Lighter colors indicate higher tension. On the right-hand side, you see the typical pattern of hair loss. There is an astonishing correlation between the degree of tension various regions of the scalp experience and their propensity to go bald. Those areas with the highest tension, namely the crown and frontal area, are the ones that almost always go bald first. Areas with intermediate levels of tension go bald at a later stage, and those with the lowest levels of tensions are the last to go. Even a single session of Botox injections to the periphery of the scalp is enough to partially relieve this tension and encourage regrowth. Just imagine the scalp being pulled tight by chronically active muscles. When the muscles are injected with Botox, they have to relax. Unlike Minoxidil though, the muscle relaxing effect lasts for up to 3 to 6 months, meaning you can get away with only 2 or 3 sessions a year. Because this mechanism of action is completely different to Finasteride, combining the two is almost certain to boost your results. Botox on its own is slightly more effective than Finasteride monotherapy, giving around 20% more regrowth. And in 2020, a team of researchers published a report confirming that combining the two gives even better results than either alone. 63 balding men were randomized to receive one of 2 treatment regimens. Roughly half received 4 Botox sessions spaced out over 1 year. The other half also took daily Finasteride in addition addition to the Botox sessions. After 1 year, 54.5% in the combination group had excellent regrowth compared to 43.3% in the Botox-only group. Excellent regrowth is the highest possible rating you can get in hair loss studies and refers to extensive regrowth that is immediately visible to the naked eye. This difference was reflected in the hair counts, which increased on average of 56 hairs in the combination group compared to 38 for Botox only. Both of these are higher than would be expected from taking oral finasteride alone. Now, as good a complement to finasteride as Botox may be, it has one fatal flaw. It is prohibitively expensive. In the US, you can expect to pay several $100s, maybe even $1,000 or more a session. And because you'll have to have maintenance sessions to keep your regrowth, this will be an indefinitely recurring expense. A more cost-effective approach to relieving the tension in your scalp and restoring blood flow is a new type of scalp massaging device known as the Growband. These are very reasonably priced devices that are freely sold without a doctor's prescription. You can use them in the comfort and privacy of your own home. Buy a Growband once, use it forever. Here's how it works. The Growband has two parts, an inflatable ring that sits around your head and a controller that operates it. Every time the ring inflates and deflates, it pushes the entire scalp up and down, simultaneously massaging the entire area. Remember we mentioned earlier the extensive scar tissue that builds up on balding scalp? Scientists call this fibrosis, and it literally reduces the space around your follicles before eventually replacing them all together. Well, the Growbands are scientifically designed to slowly break down this fibrotic buildup through mechanotherapy. This restores the tissue surrounding the follicles back to its normal state, allowing the follicles to resume their healthy growth cycle. The Growband is also designed to restore circulation to the balding scalp, much like manual massages. By massaging the perimeter muscles and creating pressure-induced vasodilation, you can actually improve circulation in the long term. This study showed increased circulation to the scalp during and after use, but unlike manual massages, the Growband does the job automatically and enjoyably. It frees up your hands so you can go about your daily activities while the Growband quietly improves the scalp for healthy hair growth. The Growband is a great addition to finasteride. It will boost results and resolve hair loss at the root. What's really important to understand is that finasteride is a very effective DHT blocker, but DHT isn't the only factor in hair loss. For example, as men age, we typically have lower DHT levels, but the incidence of hair loss increases. Secondly, blocking DHT rarely regrows very much hair at all. So clearly there's other factors involved in hair loss apart from DHT. Understanding those other factors and then using a treatment that targets them has proven to be very effective, and finasteride paired with such a treatment works incredibly well. So with that said, scalp massages with your bare hands or using the lazy option of the Growband is the smart choice. Head over to Hairguard.com to learn more about the new Growband that's fully automated and hands-free, though we may be out of stock due to high demand. Okay guys, that's it for today's videos. Make sure you like and subscribe, and if you've got a question, let me know in the comments. Take care.
More hair, naturally. Hairguard.